Oh, welcome back, guys. Sorry for the delay. This one's obviously gonna go out a bit later than it normally does. I normally tend to do these oh straight after the game, but had to go out and get some of my steps in. But I'm back here and I'm back again. So Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 3. Where should we start? Should we start with the lineup as always? Yeah, pretty straightforward. I think it's now obvious what this manager likes in terms of his lineup. A lot more pragmatic than attacking. So we shouldn't really be surprised with anything in terms of the setup of this team. So the standard back four, the goalkeeper, and that midfield that I've always said the balance isn't off, but it's a better balance than what we used to do before with Marino in there. The front three, I'm not really a fan of that front three because not only is Martinelli not as technically secure as some of our other players, but when he has the ball, he tends to lose it more times than he gains it. And then you pair him up with Gyökeres, it's not really the best balance there. Noni, to be honest, Noni on the right side is a lot more forgiving than on the left side. He's a much better player when he's on that side, and he looks like he was one of the brightest forwards in that treacherous first half. So let's actually get into that first half, because that first half, to be honest with you, I don't even want to think about what I saw in that first half, because that first half was nothing short of an embarrassment. I'm not sure whether our players went out on a night out in Bournemouth the night before, or if they went out in Knightsbridge after Villa, because that first half, it looked like they were drunk, to be honest with you, most of them. Like, they were not getting anywhere near the football. They couldn't trap the football to save our life. We couldn't build anything for that first 45 minutes. And to make it worse, Gabriel decides to give Evan Nilsson a free shot on goal, and he took that goal, with ease. That was the old Gabriel. That was Gabriel against Leeds like 3-4 seasons ago, doing bozo things. And I, to be honest with you, that he was in no pressure to pass that ball, and he just completely scuffed his lines. And to be honest with you, like, even that goal, I wasn't even paying attention. Like, I was busy. I was trying to text someone on my phone, and then I see Evan Nilsson is through on goal, and I was so confused. But yeah, so immediately, not only were we not playing well for the first 10 minutes, you then, give them a soft goal, because to be honest with you, Bournemouth had a lot of the ball, but they were doing nothing with it. And to give them a goal was like, okay. But I wasn't worried in a sense, because I know Bournemouth defensively aren't as good, and this season they haven't been as clinical as they have last season. And I was surprised, even, to be honest with you, Semenyo playing. I thought he'd be in Manchester finalising that move. But yeah, but apart from that, we did have a couple of chances. This is where I always say about Noni. Noni looks like, how do I put it? How do I put this? He does a lot of nothing, if that makes sense. A lot of the times Noni is playing on that right side, he's doing something, but it's not anything, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of the time he struggles to actually get that final ball right. And the one time he did, actually he done it twice. The first time was actually in that first 15 minutes, where he goes round the fullback. I can't remember who the fullback is. He goes round the fullbacks. He comes into the box, and if you watch that opportunity again, he's looking at the ball. At no point is he looking at the goal at this point. And to be honest with you, when you're a forward and you're an attacker, you should know where the goal is. Nonetheless, he's looking at the ball. He's looking at the ball. He sets himself. He cuts in, and he puts himself in a very good position where it's like, that should be not even hitting the target. That should be a goal. Like, any competent forward, right, who knows how to finish it, that should be a simple goal. And he just blasts it, and I'm just thinking, you've done the hard bit right, and you just completely scuffed your lines. Like, And the end product is a worry with Noni because it's like straight after that, yeah, 5 minutes later, we go and concede a stupid goal. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like things like this is where it's like that fine margin because that was such a good bit of play from him. And then he just completely scuffed his lines. He didn't even attempt to get that ball on target. It's like he was trying to sort his feet out and then just did not even get under the ball. And it's just but then the other thing is, you know, he was part of that equalizer, which was a good bit of play from him. And it's like at least with Noni, he actually wants to go down the outside. And it's very rare with wingers nowadays because wingers now are inverted wingers. They want to cut inside and whip the cross or take the shot. But at least with Noni, he has that kind of desire to go down the outside because there's not always going to be an opportunity on the inside, and at least he has the kind of mindset of I want to go down the outside. And it was a great choice to do that because that's where our equalizer came. Because if you look at those stats will make you look like the game was like this, but in actual fact, most of our attempts came from that passage there because I don't know how many players attempted to strike the ball. But apart from that, guys, that first half was poor. Like, and to be honest with you, there's so many opportunities during this season where the first half we've just been awful. Like Wolves, Sunderland, City, Liverpool. There's so many first halves, like even the United. To be honest with you, that United game from start to finish, we were terrible. But like, there's so many games where we've just not started right, and this one looked like they had a night out or something. Like they were fatigued. Like Zubamendi was not getting anywhere near the ball. Timber looked a bit shaky in the first half. Like they all just looked sloppy, and the sloppiness kind of kicked in that second half as well a little bit. And these are players who were used to the Premier League, so you understand that during the December-January period, games come thick and fast. Like we've got another game on Thursday against Liverpool, and then on Sunday. So games come like this. So it's about rotating, but also ensuring that your players get enough of a rest. But so when you're seeing that tied midfield change something in that second half, but I think we just have to admit that that's the midfield he'll go with if everyone's available. I'm not sure what the hell happened to Eze. He must have told him to go fuck himself or something because this guy has not started a single game. Honestly, I can't even remember the last time Eze started a game at this point. It's been that long. Like, he's not even come on. Like, genuinely, I don't know what's happened with Eze. Like, is he going through something? Like, is something happening behind the scenes that we don't know? Ethan's been taken out the bench as well now. Skelly's not really getting a sniff either. Like, there's a lot. Like, rotate the team, but also maintain the balance. So Zubamendi, to me, looks like he needs to be taken out the team, but he won't against that Liverpool game. So he's gonna keep playing, but Zubamendi needs to come off now as well. He looks fatigued. He looks like he's running down the clock. Like he looks fatigued as well. But that second half, we took our chance well against the run of play because we weren't playing well, and then we scored that third goal as well. And you think the game should be done there. And that second goal, I'm sorry, that's on David Raya. The positioning again. This is where again we come unstuck with having a short goalkeeper, because any average keeper who's above 6 foot gets that, because that wasn't in the corner. And immediately with 15, 20 minutes to go, now the pressure's coming on and you're starting to get glimpses of Sunderland again. And, and if it wasn't for the referee, that could have been a very awkward cross coming in, because Semenyo was about to whip that, and the ref just decided to blow the whistle. Like, look, Arsenal fans won't talk about it, but that was some crook behaviour there. I'm not sure what the hell he was doing. Like, even I would be pissed as an Arsenal fan if the ref decides to blow the whistle as your player has the ball at the edge of the box. It's completely just, it's BS. Like, let's call it right. I'll be fuming if that was us. And even in that first half, Odegaard's on the edge of the box shoot, cross. I was screaming down on the TV, cross that ball. And he decides not to cross it because he can't be asked to use his right foot, and then the chance goes. So it's like the impetus sometimes, it's like start games with the intention of we're coming here to kill teams. Like we score one goal and we just casually just relax. But yeah, in terms of the subs, Marino comes on at this point. It is what it is. Gyökeres had an all right game for his standards. Again, I'll be honest. Come the summer, we should be looking to replace him. To be honest, guys, I'm kind of in that mode now where you've seen enough of him. Like this 2025 game sample size now, guys. Like this isn't like 2-3 games. He just doesn't offer much in terms of attacking threat. And when you give him the ball, there's really not much else. There was a time in that first half where he got the ball. I think it was, I think it was Rice. Rice gave him the ball, and just his whole touch and his whole mechanism kind of killed that chance. Like it's just, yeah. And to be honest with you, Jesus came on and didn't really do much, and he wasn't really great either. Neither was Trossard, but we move on. 7 points. That's pressure on City now. They have to win. They have to win that game tomorrow against Chelsea, and let's hope that Chelsea do not bend over and get their backs blown out, because they're challenging for top four. I know Maresca's out, but they need that win as much as any other team. And Chelsea, yeah, look, go out there and do what you need to do, man. Go beat City and help us a little. So, but yeah, 7 points clear. Pressure on City. Liverpool must win. Another must win game. You just have to win these games, because the January fixture is looking very peak. Because after that, we got United, I believe, and Forest away and Leeds. So these games are not easy. They're not easy at all. We just need to stay in there. It's too early again, like I always say. We need to get there between March and April. Between 7 and 8 points clear, we can start believing, because at this moment in time, I'm still very conservative in terms of our challenge and our actual genuine shot in the league. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.